How to win a contract, a government contract in 2026, y'all. 2026. When it comes to the federal government, meaning Department of Defense, FDA, federal agencies, state level agencies, and if you can hear me, please type yes. What's super important is that you are ready. Okay, great. You are ready. Go Lions over there, go Lions. Stressing me out, but go Lions, go Lions. That you are ready to win. So when it comes to ready to win, you must have a cage code. And SAM.gov, that's right, Detroit, SAM.gov has been changed. It is being modified. They are revamping the questions as I record this. It is important that you have a business with a physical address. You cannot use a P.O. box, a virtual something, registered agent. It needs to be physical. And then you need to have a cage code to be a prime contractor. Yes, please thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, all of it. And also, I have a lot of really new, cool, exciting things coming, so be ready. For those of you who are like, I don't know where to get started, I'm having something for you. For those of you that you're like, look, I know what to do, I just need more help, there's going to be a $25,000 to $50,000 option for you. Just like a Birkin bag. For some, a Birkin bag is too expensive. For others, a dollar purse is too expensive. And for some, a Birkin bag is not expensive enough. So when it comes to this space, it is vital that you are ready. You must be government ready. You must have a cage code. If you say to yourself, well, I just want a middleman. That's all I want to do. You know, maybe you've seen a short, maybe something triggered that. And you're like, I just want a middleman. Okay, well, that's called subcontracting out the work. Regardless of the terms that you're using, this is how it works, right? This is how it works. The federal government has an opportunity. So let's say it's snow removal, right? They have an opportunity for snow removal in, let's say, Denver, Colorado. You bid on it, you get the pricing from a snow removal company, you win the bid, and the snow removal company is out there doing the work. You are responsible for that work. So to win a contract in 2026, it doesn't mean you begin 1 January. It means you begin today, because the government is going to review opportunities and then award them. So let's go back to the snow removal. So if that's the type of work you're interested in, if you are watching and you want a middleman, type middleman, type middleman. So when it comes to this type of work, it's really, really important to know that you are responsible. And while there's things going on in the world, you're still responsible. Okay, great. Okay, good. Thank you, Shanae. What's up? You are responsible for that work. That's why I'm coming out very soon with a course for those of you who are like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to begin. I need a glossary. I need help. I don't know what to do. As well as for those of you that are saying, hey, I have all this together, I need more one-on-one coaching. Then it's something that we have an option for you. So to win a contract in 2026, you have to have a cage code. Okay, many of you watching, maybe you have a cage code. And you may say, well, Kizzy, I've been trying. I've been trying. I've been trying. I've been trying. I get that. I get that. We've all been trying since birth. It's about trying and leveling up and taking this knowledge you learn, apply, and adjust it. So the way you learn, apply, and adjust this is next is to identify opportunities you can actually win and bid. And this is where ego comes in. And that's why many people don't win. You have the ego, you have the fear, and you have all of these insecurities. So the ego comes in and someone says, well, but Kizzy, all I want to do is, I don't know, haircuts or mobile labs, or somebody's got a nonprofit, or it's like in my book at winnerswaybook.com, I talk about this like expertise. A lot of that kind of work is being canceled. If you go on Doge's page on X or on their website, you'll see different coachings and trainings. There was even an opportunity for acquisition support, canceled. So this is where you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to make money doing? So put it in the chat. What are you willing to make money doing? If you just want to do one thing, then government contracting may not be for you. If the answer is anything, like I see with Texas All-Stars, middleman like Jack, janitorial, anything, then this is the space for you. It's bidding on opportunities. So in 2026, this is how you win. You bid on, let me go on my other computer here. You bid, this is the crypto computer over here. You got to have that separate crypto computer. Those who know, you know. In 2026, okay, cool. Make sure you book a call with the team, Jack. Findcontractsfaster.com, findcontractsfaster.com. So one of the things is you're wanting to bid on things that are not controversial, that they definitely want to award quickly, and that's easy to do, right? So because you all are amazing and you're watching right now, I have a free download for you. And for any of my amazing GovCon winners that wants to get some paid assistance, book a call with my team. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. Okay. So if you go to SAM.gov, I just want to pull up, because one of the things I hear is like there aren't a lot of opportunities. Government contracting is saturated. Trump doesn't want to give anybody any contracts. Doge is canceling everything. They don't want Black people to succeed, and all kinds of stuff. What I can say to you is right now, I'm on SAM.gov, and you go to search because they recently changed their website, okay? And then when you're on search, you're going to click contracting. Good. I'm glad you submitted your second. Search contracting. I know it's a little bootleg, and you're probably saying to yourself, why aren't you sharing your screen? Because I don't want to. Look, it's just telling you the truth. I ain't going to BS you. Okay, so don't worry. You're going to get a whole tutorial soon on this. So what I'm doing right now, I'm hitting notice type, solicitation, 30 days. And I want you guys to guess. I did next month, actually. I want you guys to guess how many opportunities are available for total small business set-asides due next month. I did solicitation, combined solicitation. Because to win an opportunity by 2026, you got to bid now. And you're bidding on things that I deem as entrepreneurial, things that are anyone can do, anything that's out there, things that aren't controversial that you're not going to have an issue doing. That's right. It is, Randy. And then for pieces or Pisces, okay, I think it's Pisces. Sorry, can't listen. Yeah, you can't listen to the negative talk. Because there's always going to be negative talk. There's people who are going to say, you don't have experience. Why would they go with you? She's got to be lying. It can't be that easy. How is it legal? Isn't it illegal? What about the FAR? What about bonding? What about insurance? What about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I mean, and often it's the people who've never been there, done that. I've won over 50 million in contracts. And more importantly, I've helped GovCon winners. I'm telling you now, I feel like every time I go on here, I have a new number because I get so many messages. I know hands down, we've helped people win way over 50 million. All of the time, I have people who pop up in my lives, people in my DMs who have won contracts. And of course, we have paid clients who have won contracts. So when it comes to this space, I know you don't have to have experience. You need a physical address, a tax ID, a cage code. What's up, God's busy bee? You have to have this will and this drive to want to win a contract. You don't have to give up your full-time job if you don't want to give up your full-time job. So if you want to win an opportunity by 2026, this is what you do. This is the next step. You get a green sticky note. You get a green sticky note. You get a Sharpie. Hold on, I got a bunch of Sharpies over here, y'all. These, oh, there's the black. Is this black? Yeah, it's hidden. And then we got the black one. And you put your goal. How much money do you want to make? You put that on your sticky note. You use a Sharpie, not sponsored, and then you hang it up. And that's your goal. Because what happens is, oh, well, there's these opportunities. So let's go back to that, right? How many opportunities are there? Because you're probably like, why is she, got the crypto computer. That's how many opportunities there are. 1,683 on the crypto computer, total small business set aside, due next month. So you're telling me you can't win one of these? You can't win, but you're going to play the lotto. Try to win Powerball, Mega Millions, scratch offs. You're going to buy a lot of gifts and buy stuff. There's over 1,500 opportunities here with the government. 1,500 opportunities. Now, granted, a lot of these things are kind of products, but not all of them. Not every single one of these are a product. There's O-rings, polo shirts, a menu. Oh, there's one on Unison for the, what are they called? For the bureaus of prison. NCIS vehicle uplift. Purchase of hose fittings. Refinish epoxy in showers. That's a quintessential middleman. You just got to make sure that the company you work with, they don't have any warrants. So you have to be willing you have to be willing to step out. So you have to ask yourself, you put down your number. Let's just make it easy. You want to bring in $100,000. Alexa, what percentage of business owners in the U.S. make $100,000 a year?
About 31% of business owners in the U.S. have household incomes of $100,000 or more.
Okay, that's household income. So there's no reason.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you, Alexa. Alexa, stop. So there's no reason. Heart, like, subscribe, share. There's no reason you can't bring in $100,000 in profit. So you win your first contract. You start now. You win one in 2026 to hit your 100,000. So somebody said it's just tedious. Okay, well, I'm sure it's tedious going to work, raising kids, getting up in the morning, making a bed. So then you have to ask yourself, so let's look at this in a different way. What is the payoff to you? And thank you, Arthur Blair, who's like, Kizzy has never lied. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to BS you. That's not how I am. You have to ask yourself, what is the payoff to you? Like, listen, there are a lot of things I don't like doing sometimes. There's things I need to do right now. Hence the big sticky note back there is a Post-it note mini easel pad, to be exact. Again, not sponsor, sticky notes. Y'all need to sponsor me. Okay, Post-its. Y'all need to sponsor me. So that's some work I have to do. It's a bit tedious. It's darn right sometimes annoying. But I know I have to do it, and I know it's beautiful, and I know it's going to give me freedom. It's going to get me close to my goal. So then you have to ask yourself, is this really the goal you have? Because if you don't really believe the goal and think you can achieve the goal, then you ain't going to go after the goal. So it doesn't matter how many opportunities. It doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter if I handwrite the proposal for you. You have to believe that you can actually achieve that goal and that you deserve that goal. And that's why a lot of people also aren't successful in this space. So to win a contract, you have to believe that you are deserving to win. What I get is a lot of, Kizzy, can you help me? I don't have funding for this. Kizzy, I'm having issues with the sub. Kizzy, and I know where a lot of that comes from. It has nothing to do with a subcontract agreement or a teaming agreement or having funding. It has to do with you never thought you were going to win. So if you don't think you're going to win, then why are you going to prepare? It'd be as if you're pregnant and you literally did not find out you were pregnant until you were giving birth. So if you didn't know that you were pregnant, you're not going to have diapers. You're not going to have any of that stuff because you didn't think you were having a baby. And we know how biology works. You know, if you're having a menstrual cycle, ladies, you can get pregnant. So the same thing works with government contracting in the sense of if you're bidding on an opportunity, you can win. I know it's hilarious. Good, because that's what I want. Keeping with that, did y'all know that the Army buys women's underwear? If you knew this, type yes. If you knew this, type yes. If you knew this, type yes. Okay, Texas said yes. I remember you, Texas. I haven't seen you on here in a minute. Because I know some of y'all may be like, wow, these examples are crazy. The federal government buys feminine products, and they recently, they did. Recently, they had an opportunity for women's underwear. I think it was probably like, oh gosh, maybe almost 2,000 pair. But 31% is more than 0% or 5% or 10%, you know? Okay, there's a opportunity for kosher, halal, food, bureaus of prison, grocery solicitation. Oh, here's a good one. This is very middleman. Catered meals at Fort Chaffee. Okay. Dr. Parks, do you have students in Australia? Yes. Well, okay, hold on. I got so excited. I said yes. I don't know if we have active students in Australia. I've been to Australia. we could help you. I mean, it's at the end of the day, government contracting is very similar, and you can bid on stuff in the United States. Notice type, solicitation, combined solicitation. Here's one right now for counseling services. So for those of you who are watching, because a couple of you wrote me, those of you who are watching and you're Native American, like you're legit Native American, connected to a federally recognized Native American tribe, okay, hear me. You should be bidding on Bureau of Indian Affairs, Interior, Department of Interior. So this is how you win work in 2026, is you niche in, right? So you have to have a cage code. You got to bid on things that aren't controversial, that are more entrepreneurial. Next, you got to believe it. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to write this down and say to yourself every day, I have made $100,000 of government contracting. I've made $100,000 of government contracting. Write yourself a check. Martha, I'm sharing it on the crypto computer. This is where I did a lot of crypto trading. So, next is, there's over, what do I have here, y'all? What did I say? 1,000? 1,700? Here, let me show you. And then I know you may wonder, well, why aren't you sharing your screen? Because I don't feel like sharing my screen. This is one of those days. So now you got to niche down. If you're a veteran, if you have an SDVOSB, I don't know how to say this any other way. The VA should be like, dang, John, if you call me one more time, I know you're looking for work. That's how well they should know you. You should have a capability. You should be calling them, emailing. You should be bidding on every single thing that's SDVOSB. Y'all, and then you need to throw it back and throw some SWV on, throw some SWV, little Gorilla, freaking Summer Walker. Get in the mood. Because you're narrowing the pool. That's how you win in 2026. You're only bidding against other SDVOSBs. You need to do the same thing. There's no time to play. If you want to win, I'm laying out how you can win. You're right, Pisces. Yeah, Leon was like, they bought some waffle machines. There was an opportunity for, what was it, 4 Seasons for some wine refrigerators. Did y'all hear me? Wine refrigerators, 4 Seasons on Unison. So toilet tissue, there's so many out there. That's why the mindset is so important. I keep going back to it. What we say and what we believe we will achieve. That's what happens. When I first started out in this space, I did a lot of training, a lot of in-person training. And then somebody said, you really should look into staffing. And so I did. I never questioned it. I just was like, okay. And I went after it. Because then what happens is, that's right, rain down on me. What happens is you then get caught up in this, like, okay, I got to know everything. So I need a glossary. I need to know the words. Okay, so Kizzy, I know you just jumped into things, but I'm not like that. I have to have it all perfect. Everything's got to be, and I have to be ready because it's the government, and you're never going to win because you're too focused on perfection. When you're so focused on perfection, how are you going to be able to identify opportunities and bid on them and win? You're going to be too busy trying to figure out what every word means. I'm trying to think of what it was. I don't think it was the sheets, because I recently participated in a contest. You can't really see it that much, but I got spray tan on me, and the spray tan gets all over the sheets. Kanye told us about it in one of his old songs. But point is, you get black sheets, right? And I don't recall if it was the sheets or something else I ordered, But in my building in Miami Beach, I'm in Michigan right now, go Lions. We have a receiving area, and it was like, here's your package. And it was just like, it was my Amazon, but it was not in Amazon. It was not in an Amazon box. It wasn't in a bag. It was literally the thing. And I don't remember if it was the sheets or if it was something else I had ordered. I didn't question it. It was literally like, here's your stuff. So then why is it that we have to know every single thing because it's a government contract? Why is it that the way Amazon is acceptable? Why is that acceptable? Because they're a publicly traded company? It's just an excuse. If you say to yourself, well, I have to know everything. I can't get started. I don't work like that, Kizzy. I need to know everything. Okay, well then what's going to happen is 5 years are going to pass. We're going to have a whole new president. And you're going to say to yourself, oh my God, I can't believe 5 years have passed. Damn, Kizzy, you still 28, girl. How you stay so fine and look young all the time? Then the next set of words out of your mouth are going to be like, I'm ready to begin. And you're ready to surrender. That's also how you win. You just surrender. It's okay, I'm a bid on this. May not know everything, but you're going to bid on whatever it is. The food, the ladies' undergarments, wine refrigerators for the 4 seasons. These are all real opportunities. I bid on like fentanyl test strips. I was so mad at myself. I messed that one up too. It was for the Mexico consulate. Bath rags. Okay, hold on. Rami, I've been following you since 22. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. That's okay. We all struggle. I don't have a photo here. I'll have to do a screenshot. Shit. Sorry. Yeah, you got to keep going. So the Buy Indian one, well, this one isn't Buy Indian. This one's counseling services. So as I was saying, you got to niche down, y'all. You got to niche. Where's set aside? Okay. Small bit. Hello. I typed in small business. Hello. So this is this one. Okay. You're not going to really see too many WOSB kind of opportunities. So it's fine with just total small business. Then you have to ask yourself, and what you have to be prepared for is working with that vendor, whether it's Arctic medical subject matter expert. I don't even know what this means, but this looks exciting. Hydration station in Anchorage or food delivery. Ooh, y'all, this is good. All my couriers. Is there courier contracts? Kizzy, there any courier contracts? There's a courier contract with Bureau of Indian Affairs. It's a small business set aside. So regardless of the type of opportunity, you have to also make sure that you communicate with your sub. You get the price quotes, you communicate with them, you keep them up to date. Asking about the tutorial business. Well, not at the federal level necessarily, state, local. I would see if private schools have any need for that. There's a general construction pool, IDIQ, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, circuit card assembly. I extended the deadline for 3 months. Meat for a prison, sound curtain, conflict management services. Okay. Oh, shoot. Something happened. This is with Department of Interior. Damn. Oh my God. Conflict management services. So I can't wait for the day to shake your hand. Go back to that ER life. Keep crushing it. Notice types. Combined solicitation. The reason I went through these and I didn't share them on here is it's not about what's on SAM.gov. It's about what you believe and where you're putting your energy. If you're putting your energy toward, I've made this amount of money, I'm winning my first contract in 2026, then that's what's going to happen. If you get too caught up on, oh my God, I want to sell blue lipstick and all I'm seeing is nuts and bolts. Well, I already shared, like, you got to focus on what they're really buying. And I know it can be devastating sometimes. Like, well, why don't they buy what I'm offering? Well, the same reason people aren't buying Christmas trees in April. It's just not how they buy. So then you have to ask yourself, is this the space for you? If this is the space for you, type yes. There's no reason you can't win a contract. Next, you got to write the proposal. So the mistake people are making is, oh, I'm just going to go into AI and the AI is going to write my proposal. Yeah, they're going to give you some jacked up pricing. You're not going to be able to get funding. You're going to send me a DM and you're going to have to cancel the contract. I'm just letting you know, because these are the messages I get. We have active contracts. I have paid students. I have people who have won contracts. Oh man, this is due tomorrow. I have people who have won, who have active contracts. Excuse me. I stopped mid-session. I stopped mid-sentence because there was a trash removal for Coast Guard. It's due on the 1st, but I mean, that's pretty cool that they have that. Good. There's no reason, you need a little more runway, but that you couldn't win that one, the trash removal. There's no reason. Because these are all small business set aside. And AI can be helpful when you know the right prompts. And don't worry, I'm going to start offering more on that. It's about knowing the right prompts and knowing, it depends on what you're looking to invest in. It's like plastic surgery. It's all ranges and all types. I don't know. I'm a little goofy tonight. So what I suggest is, if you want to book a call with my team, this is where you go. Okay. If you have any other questions, let me know. Take full advantage, y'all, because we have exciting things coming out. Memberships and all kinds of things are coming. So get ready, because you're going to be like, dang, because I'm going to have that VIP membership. You better get it while you can before I cut it out. I don't know if you can cut it out on YouTube. I'm going to see. Okay, well, it's better if you reach out to my team. I don't really do emails. Go to Find Contracts Faster and book a call with my team. I'm just letting you know, it'll be way easier. I got a lot going on tomorrow. I have to go to a funeral, amongst other things. There's a facility painting Facility painting at Bitterroot National Forest. There's a lot going on. But this is pretty cool, because most people aren't going to go after this. They need something painted. So the other way you win a contract in 2026 is you have to take a leap. Most people, they're not going to do it because they're going to say it's too hard, it takes too much time, and the payoff isn't there. So they're going to say they want this. They're going to say they want to make this amount of money, but then it's what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? Only you know that. Some of these are very technical right now that they're looking for. Some of them are not. Upgrade fire detection system at a prison in Phoenix. Do you see the trends, right? Where is money going towards? Prisons, repair services, HVAC, aircraft doors. There's a lot of opportunities here. It's just, you just have to step out. So, excuse me. Thank you, Troll. I'm glad you got a call with your team. Will the Whiz. Oh, I personally don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard. I'm in the middle of tying the bow on a paid opportunity, a paid offering for people like you. I have over what? Don't I have? I don't even know how many I have right now. I know I have over like 500 videos. So in case you're like, dang, there's free too. There's everything, right? Just like an Hermes. If a Birkin bag doesn't fit your budget, they got a belt. And we know, ladies, y'all saw the ladies with those sandals and the bootleg sandals. If you know what I'm talking about, type yes. You know, you've seen those where the H looks more like an E. So the way it works, it's very easy to set up. So when you register on SAM.gov, excuse me, I'm gonna go in a second. When you register on SAM.gov, it will automatically classify you as a small business as long as you meet the requirements. If you are a nonprofit, if you are registering a nonprofit, you will not qualify. And the requirements are pretty intense. Like when you hear politicians talk about this is a small business, they're talking about companies that are doing like, gosh, it could be $50 to $300 million a year. Dang, okay. Katrina, I'm so proud of you. Let me take a picture here. Let me do a little. Okay, let me do a little. Oh my goodness, that didn't work. Okay, hold on. We gotta get a photo. I'm so proud of you. Where'd the thing go? There we go. That was amazing. I'm so proud of you. So what, oh Lord, what was your win for? What was your win for? I'm so proud of you. Katrina Joy. She got the bid. She got it during the shutdown. And how did any of my products or services help you? How did any of what we have help you? So this is very perfect timing that you won, because people are asking. And y'all, you know, whether it's your gig or not, but you know, I'm psychic and I got medium abilities, all kinds of stuff. So I look at that, 25,000, that's amazing. Because I know some of you question it, but that's only natural. Like, oh, is this for real? Does she really have, does people really win? And she said it helped her tremendously. And the answer is yes. It's not hard to win. It's not hard to win. Katrina got her cage code in July, bid and won during the shutdown. That's July, August, September. I think they shut down September, October, something like that. Like in less than 4 months. Listened to you, walked you through getting registered. Awesome. Awesome. And that's what it's about. Because Katrina took a chance. That's it. That's it. You want to go toward your goal. It was her first bid too. That's amazing. You want to reach your goal. It's you putting the goal out there and you going toward it. This is a nail file, just FYI. You go toward it. That's how you win. There's no reason you can't win. It begins now. You're bidding on things now because they're going to award them anywhere from 30 to maybe 90 days just because of everything going on with holidays and stuff. I'm very proud. I'm really proud. I'm really excited. I was thinking like I plan on having like 2 in-person events every month next year. And I think it would be really exciting to have amazing GovCon winners like you there. Um, just putting that out there. Anything else? I'm at that time. I'm tired. I love and adore you all. Very proud of you. Very, very proud. There's no reason this can't happen to each and every one of you. Watching live, watching the replay. Wow, we were on for a while, y'all. Okay. Okay, cool. So make sure you got to make sure you stay in touch with me here. What do you mean entity role? Jack, what are you looking up? Where are you on SAM? Entity role. Are you registering your business? Yeah, happy festive. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Atlas. Man, I want popcorn now. Y'all, my diet is all over the place. Do I need to file for a small business set aside? Atlas, when you register on SAM.gov, they're going to ask you questions like your revenue, which NAICS codes, and they're going to ask about your business structure. You're going to automatically qualify unless if you have, I think, 1,000 employees, or if you're doing more than maybe 30 to 50 million a year, then you probably won't qualify. Will the Whiz, and thank you so much for that gift. Will the Whiz, business credit. That's something I want to talk about in some paid offerings. I talk about it here. I've interviewed people. So the question is, so here's what I've seen with business credit. Okay, if you need money like that, your interest rate is going to be really high. If you have a really good credit score, you can look into getting a loan, a traditional loan, right? Can you take? Oh my God, they're in my bag. Can you take a contract and say, look, here's a contract, fund me? They're going to be like, no. So you're not going to be able to do that. There are some places that will offer you credit, but they need credit references. So like, let's say you win a contract and you sold nail files. It's possible, right? Army just bought ladies' underwear. So now they need nail files, and maybe you're like, Revlon, I need these nail files, and they may say, oh, well, guess what? We have funding available to our vendors. Just fill out these forms. I already have a cage code. Answer. Thank you. Yeah. And in your profile, it should show that your small business set aside. Just double check Atlas, okay? Y'all, SAM.gov got rid of their hotline, so we got a lot going on. That's a great question. Okay, I'm really proud, really excited for each and every one of you. I'm really proud and excited for what's to come. It's twofold. You got to book a call with my team for the paid offerings, but you won. Here, do this. You can email me. I really don't do email, but excuse me. I like to hear about wins. Okay. It's going to be a minute before I get back to you, so don't despair. If you need a paid offering, let me put the link. And I want to make it clear, because sometimes people are like, what's happening? Why would I pay? That's another thing that comes up. Like, why would I pay for something? Why would I pay for anything? So then you have to ask yourself, then why would somebody buy something from you? It's about what works for you and what works in your budget, just like with the government. If the government has a certain amount of money set aside for that painting, then that's what they're going to spend. If they just, there might be an agency that cancels a solicitation because they realize they don't have the money, or they can just do it in-house. So the same works here. I have hundreds of free content on the channel, right? Many, many people have won with winnerswaybook.com. A new book's coming out. You're going to be able to pre-order. There's going to be so many things coming out. I promise you. I know I've been saying it for a while now, and you may be like, I don't know, or maybe you're new here and you never heard me say it. But what I'm saying to you now is the time has happened. Now is the time to take full advantage to win contracts. There's no reason you can't win a contract. For leasing, get a cage code, and then you're going to have to you have to look to see what they're leasing. Because of everything with Doge, I'm unsure of what they're leasing right now, to be quite honest with you. I really don't know. So what I would do is go on SAM.gov. So you go on SAM.gov because they changed it. So when you go on there, I got my crypto computer, right? So we're on the crypto computer. I'm a Mac girl. Everything's Mac. So you then go to the little blue bar. Hold on. Go to search, excuse me. And then you go to contracting at the top. You see that? You see it? Bam. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go under product or service information. And you're going to type in the NAICS code for real estate. You can look it up online. Yeah, like Shanae said, it's a critical question. What are you willing to give up? Like I have another contest in 3 weeks. So you know what I'm giving, starting when I get to Miami. I'm literally giving up carbohydrates. I'm going to go back to my 50 minutes of cardio, my lifting 5 days, my walking 10,000 plus steps a day. I already know because of other things I have to do. There's a lot of things in Miami I would love to do, Basel and go to these different events, but I'm not going to be able to do that unless I do both because there's other things I need to do, like come online. I would like to go online for almost a month straight on here, on TikTok, a little bit on Instagram. So what do I have to give up? Some things for me. I'm away from my mans. I'm not around my family. But it's worth to achieve what I want to achieve. When I first started out, I was constantly working. I was constantly doing so much. People were like, dang, Kizzy, all you do is work. Yeah, because I was looking for freedom. I had a goal. This wasn't the goal that I had, but it's to symbolize this is a goal. When you have a goal, you work toward the goal. Nobody's like, Elon, you work too much. People too busy trying to get him to spend his money, and it's not their money. So you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to give up? Okay, gracefully, let's submit 5. How about you submit 5? That's 1 a week. Maybe it's 1. Maybe it's 1 point something a week. And it's not procrastination. It's because, I heard this example, and I want to give him credit. It was this Myron Golden example. It was so eloquent, and he talked about like Christmas, like. For those of you who celebrate Christmas and for those of you who give or got gifts, like you knew Santa was coming and you knew you were getting a gift. Like there was no questions asked. And so then when it comes to business and it comes to government contracting, it's like, this isn't Santa Claus. So why put in time and energy and effort? Why go to bed excited if you don't know if you won't have a gift in the morning? You understand what I'm saying? It's that expectation, because for those of you who celebrated Christmas or you celebrate Christmas, go to bed, wake up, gifts, or whatever your routine is. I know growing up, we used to do a lot of gifts on Christmas Eve. But when it comes to this, okay, you go to bed, you wake up. I don't know if I won or didn't, and I didn't hear from them. And why didn't they get back to me? Why aren't they emailing me? Is this really working? This ain't Christmas. But you know what I can tell you it is? It's a $1 billion business. There's a reason Lockheed Martin, Elon, Amazon, myself, many, many others are in this space, right? Because it works. State, local. I mean, a woman, Katrina just wrote, she got her cage code in what, July, girl? Let me look again. Hold on, Katrina, girl. July, right here. Kizzy, I got my cage code. Can I pin this? Yeah, I can pin it. There you go. I just pinned it. I got my cage code in July. I've been on my first contract with the DOD in 1. I mean, come on. Come on now. Come on. Where else does that happen? You know, like Shanae said, the richest people work constantly because it's for that end goal. What is the end goal? For me, I literally have a piece of paper that lists out what my life is like. And I know every single thing I'm doing is working towards that. Every single thing I'm doing is working toward that. And there may be times when I'm like, yes to tater tots, but 90%, 95% of the time I say no to tater tots. So that's good, Katrina. She completed the job in 5 days. That's amazing. Did you see that? Look, God's amazing. God's amazing. Can I pin this one too? No, I can't. Here, let me do another screenshot. Do y'all see that? Katrina Joy wrote, we made 5K a day. Here, I'm going to do a screenshot. Okay. I'm a proud auntie here. I'm 28 for life. I'm a proud cousin. Forever 28. It's true. I mean, Katrina God is amazing. I mean, that's why I love coming on here. I'm not here to make up some stuff or BS you and say some stuff from off of a chat or read somebody's book. I am not that person, y'all. I am not that person. You know, there's a lot of things I want to start doing is like, you know, I want to start doing some cooking content. I want to, I don't know if I'll do it this year. Well, like this month or next month. I want to do some content with volleyball because I got to really practice on my serve. These are things that I like doing. I'm okay with volleyball. I mean, I like my cooking. I know I can cook, but I cook a certain way for me because of I still have more weight to lose. You know, I'm not at my goal weight, but it's why I bring this up is it's a journey and it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to say, hey, I haven't really done much. I don't know. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's not. It's just, sorry, I kind of went on a tangent. I didn't go back. It's that belief of not thinking the gifts are going to be there in the morning. That's why the procrastination is there. There has to be that undeniable belief that, yes, this is going to give me what I want. I will reach $100,000 in a year by doing this. Okay? Oh, look, dang. Argos, you got a 5-year BPA. Awesome. And then Texas. Yeah, volleyball is good. I love that. Tell me about this BPA, and then we're going to head out. I love this. This is amazing. Y'all crushing it today. Damn. Jack, Kat, what does that mean? Oh, you're talking about Katrina. Do I need to be concerned about my NAICS code? No, you can just add new ones, but keep in mind they're updating the system. Let me do another one of these. Who is that? That was Argos Transportation. Did you win with transportation? I think you did. Let me put Argos on here. Okay. Perfect. DOD, dry ice. That's amazing. That's so good that you won the dry ice opportunity. Very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Yeah, and it is straight middleman. You know, but people are too busy, like, is it illegal? Every opportunity is based on their requirement. Sometimes it may say you cannot subcontract. Maybe it may say there's limitations, but it's not unique to the federal government. There was an opportunity one of our coaching clients was looking at for the city of Detroit, and it straight up said something around either you couldn't subcontract or like it was a certain percentage. So It's no different than us. Y'all may want to eat crab with a K. I don't do that. Especially after I saw how it got made. I was like, Lord, that's how they make crab with a K? Mm-mm. You may be down for imitation crab. I ain't down for that. So it's kind of like middleman. I'm not saying a middleman's an imitator. It's about what is your preference. It's your preference. He said it's boring, but paid every week. And it's like Cody Sanchez said, boring work is what pays. HVAC, all of the trades. Ain't nobody over here trying to get, I don't even know, somebody with a music science degree. No, people need heat and cooling. Things in the prison, roofs, welding. Okay, that's so cool. Did I think you were a man? I didn't know if I wasn't honed in on the gender. I was honed in on thinking about theater popcorn. I ain't gonna lie. This is what happens when I come to Michigan. Michigan just, and it's winter. Michigan in winter, it's like I feel like a bear. Not that bear, but I feel okay, y'all, I gotta go. This is getting out of control. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions, you guys? Okay. I know there's a little bit of delay. Thank you for Shanae. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you, all my winners. Argos, Katrina. Wasn't there somebody else? Or as I made that up? Maybe it's only two. Not only two is amazing. Mark. I think I'm gonna go live Wednesday. I just gotta double check. I should be good. FT Green, I'm not a big fan of putting that out in a video because then it gets messy. There's people I've interviewed. So, okay, hold on. Why does Shasta sound so familiar? Oh, I love that. Shasta sounds so familiar. Not just because of the pop, but I love that. That's so beautiful. Let me take a photo. Okay, my lives are not scheduled. I know that's really bad. And I'm working on stuff. I'm a very woo kind of person. So typically I go live on Sundays, but I've been changing things up. Thank you, you're amazing. When it comes to my lives during the week, I have a feeling they're going to be a little later during the week. Yeah, it's possible money. That's why I'm not playing with this. I'm not playing with this video. Yeah, it's more than possible. It's more than possible. So I don't have a detailed schedule. I might do something at 6, 7 p.m., but I feel like I also need to do something late. Usually I do 9. Okay, good. I'm glad he mentioned me. Yeah, no, I appreciate you. It's new. And what I'm teetering on is I would like to do it for maybe 3 months where it's like constant lives, right? Is what I'm thinking. I got to see because we got to do the in-person, but the in-person is going to start out really intimate and it is paid tickets and stuff. I got to see, right? Because what's really important is me and my alignment and everything I need to do is kind of here. So it is for another video. So let me take a picture of this. Let me put my hair down for that picture so we can mix it up. Okay. Oh gosh, y'all, it's late. Okay. Let me do another bam, 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 bam. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, good. Oh, my friend told me about you a few days ago and I bought your book. Thank you. That's so sweet. Carl Gaskins. That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. I'm having another book come out too. Yeah, definitely. You know, I'll probably interview you. I have to figure out my own stuff. That's really important. So that's another day. Y'all are amazing. I love and adore you. Check out my book. I got 2 of them here. winnerswaybook.com, winnerswaybook.com. And thank you for purchasing the book. Definitely will have a new book coming out, a blanket purchase agreement. Blanket purchase agreement. This is going to be a little delayed, but you'll hear it. I have another book, share info. We'll do pre-orders. I'm going to do memberships. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. Okay. So be prepared, be ready. There's going to be a lot of offerings in person. Be prepared, be ready. And I'm going to put a lot of love and attention when the time is right into my second channel and into all of the metaphysical. So it may not be for you. And that's cool if it's not, because at the end of the day, get a cage code and bid. Because Katrina showed us you can get a cage code, bid, and win in less than 4 months. Okay. So I love and adore you. Keep at it. Keep at it. So a blanket purchase agreement, I'll end with that. Basically, this is what it's similar to. You know, on Amazon, it'll say, do you want a subscription? Do you want to turn this into a subscription? And you may say yes. That's what a blanket purchase agreement kind of is. So imagine it's more like a credit card subscription mixture. Okay? Hear me out. So let's say they have a blanket purchase agreement for roofing. So at any time an agency needs anything for roofing, they would go to the blanket purchase agreement holders and say, hey, we have a need for this roofing. I think my 2 examples sucked, but that's okay. I was just going with it. And so then you would respond, and every single time they had a need for roofing for that blanket purchase agreement, they only go to the people who are on that blanket purchase agreement. So it's like if you had a subscription, all of it would come from that Amazon subscription. You could stop it at any time. Same thing with a blanket purchase agreement. And they may say, oh, well, we had 2 roofs repaired. You know, we don't really need this anymore. Or they may say, oh my God, we had no idea the roofs were this bad. We actually need more roofing support. The thing is, only the people who are on the blanket purchase agreement can bid, but they have to have a need to buy it. So that's where it's like a credit card. You could get issued a credit card with no limit, but if you're like, oh, I don't really want to use it, go Dave Ramsey, then you're not going to use a credit card, right? You're not going to use it. That's the same thing with the BPA. They have to have the money, have a need, and have that momentum. There has to be a reason for them to use the contract vehicle. Okay? That's how it works. Y'all are amazing. I'm going to go to bed. You guys are great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Okay. You know, I love the idea of all of the sales and the specials, and I know everybody else is doing that. This is the best thing I can tell y'all. Get what we have now because the prices are going up in a lot of stuff. So it's not so much about a Cyber Monday sale. It's like, get it now because that's just what's happening. And a lot of things are coming up and all of that. Y'all are amazing. Everything is possible. Don't forget, everything is possible. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button. We're out. We're out. Y'all are amazing. Here we go, because that looks crazy up. We're out and amazing. Curls are popping. Need to be styled, but the curls are popping. Okay, bye, y'all. Everything is possible. Bye.